Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of A Moment of Gratitude with the Sanctuarian. Today, I am thrilled for our next guest. I am so excited to welcome Rin Lee from Wellness Warrior Woman. Hello, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. So how about you tell our viewers a little bit about the work that you do?
Okay, yeah. So I am with Wellness Warrior Woman. I am a wellness business. I started about a year ago. There's kind of a long story there, to be honest. But basically, what I do is I lead women into a life of self-love through movement, which is working out or dancing or whatever movement you want to do, and nutrition, and also self-talk, things like that. Yeah.
That's amazing. So I know you've got some things in the works right now. If you want to tell us a little bit about some exciting things that they should look out for.
Yeah, definitely. So I started a 6-week challenge last week. It's been so much fun. So the 6-week challenge is including a 20-minute workout. Well, not one, several. They're 5 days a week, and it only takes 20 minutes to do the workout. And then it also has nutritional guidance that teaches you how to eat for your body, like your weight, your height, all of that. And then also isn't restrictive. So it teaches you how to choose proper meals when you're going out to dinner and things of that sort, which is really cool. But I've gotten a lot of great feedback so far. The women that have joined are feeling stronger already, which is great since we're only a weekend. I'm also writing a book, which we'll probably talk about later. If you want to join the 6-week challenge, it is on my website also. So you can hop in there, see what it's all about. There's a description. Yeah, that's basically what we're doing right now.
That's so exciting. And so the 6-week program, is it for those beginners in working out and nutrition, or is it for like those heavy hitters that they've been in the game a while?
Yeah, great question. So this is going to be for the average woman, the woman who is a mom, who is a busy businesswoman, maybe somebody who doesn't really have time to spend an hour and a half to 2 hours in the gym. Maybe you don't even have a gym membership. This program that I've created for the 6 weeks is going to be at home, no equipment, and you can come as you are. Beginner levels are great. I'm a little bit more advanced. You can stick with me on the modifications that I do if you want to do something a little bit more elite. And so it's a good time. It's kind of for everybody, but it's also more niched down into that, busy mom, busy businesswoman sort of space.
That's so great. So you mentioned that you're writing a book. And can you tell us a little bit about what the book's about?
Totally. Okay. So the book is about self-love, basically. So it's telling a story about my life, kind of, and using all of the things that I've learned from the various stages of my life and putting them into practical use for you. So I basically, with each chapter, tell a story and then explain why this happened for me and not to me, how I got over it and how you can get over it too. It's really a great guide for any woman who's looking to maybe get out of a toxic relationship, whether that's toxic with herself or with partners, with family members, things like that. And somebody who's really looking to follow a path of learning how to love themselves more wholly and take care of themselves first, because oftentimes we need to take care of ourselves so that we can, over pour that love, as opposed to having an empty cup that we're trying to give things to people. So you want to fill yourself first so that you can over pour. And then that's just this endless dance, really.
Absolutely. And so you mentioned self-love, and I think what goes hand in hand with that is taking time for self-care. Are there any self-care practices that you practice on a daily or weekly basis?
Yeah, definitely. So I wish that I meditated more. Meditation is such a good space to be in, just to quiet your mind, get in tune with your body and with yourself. So meditation is something that I, strongly suggest. I also strongly suggest to do it at little increments of time at a time. So sometimes people will try and meditate for 20 minutes or they'll feel like they should meditate for 20 minutes and then feel overwhelmed because their brain just keeps wandering every 5 seconds and then they just stop. So I like to set a timer for 2 minutes. And then after the time is up, and my mind does wander, but I bring it back. And it's totally great. So like 2 minutes at a time, even 1 minute is better than no time at all. And how you can start is by just simply listening to your breath. I like to breathe in for a 4 count and out for a 4 count. And then when my brain wanders, I can just bring it back into my breath. So that's something that I love to do. I also love to just sit on my yoga mat and press my hand into my heart and just, feel around, like feel my body, give my hands a massage, give my ears a massage. Connecting with your body is really important, and it's a huge part of self-love and self-care. Another really big part, of course, is just moving your body in general. And I don't mean going to the gym. I don't even necessarily mean like working out. It can be dancing. It can be cooking, anything where you can express yourself in the way that you want to express yourself. It's so important to A, know how you like to express yourself, and B, do it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I know when I lived in New York, I got into meditation because there's so much going on in the city. You're always go, 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 go. And one thing that helped me kind of be able to continue through the day, because I would have long work days, and even on my bus ride to work, I would just do a quick 5-minute meditation. Because like you, my mind likes to wander. I'm like, oh, I have this to do. I have that to do. I have this to do. And I'm like, okay, breathe. All right. And so it gave me the time, because I'm sitting on a bus. What else am I going to do? Take the time, do a nice 5-minute meditation. And I use a few different apps just because I can't do it myself and I have to have someone guide me through it. And same thing for working out, is I need to have someone there that's pushing me and holding me accountable, or, I find other reasons not to do it. So I definitely think, like, for any of those out there listening, if you want to start thinking more about yourself and really taking care of yourself, her program is a great way to do that because it's guided. And it's only 20 minutes a day. How many of you can say that you move your body for a solid 20 minutes? I know I can't. I sit in a chair all day long. So one thing I want to ask you about is, because you are new as a business owner, what's the most exciting thing about being a new business owner?
Okay. I love working for myself. And the reason that I love working for myself so freaking much is because I get to take nothing and create something. And honestly, I don't take enough time to celebrate the fact that I have created this really, really cool business. So I need to do that more. I think we all need to give ourselves a little bit more grace typically. But I love that I can create things continuously. I continuously have ideas. I'm changing things all the time. I'm adapting. I'm moving forward. I'm taking some of the outside criticism that I'm getting and adding onto my business. And so it's just so much fun to just continuously grow, and the sky's the limit when you own your own thing. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want, and make shit happen. And it's so rad.
That is definitely the best part. Like, starting my business, it's a lot of work in the beginning because you're trying to make sure that you're putting something out there that someone's really going to want. And I think that was something I had to overcome early on, is that I am very hard on myself. And I hold myself to such a standard that I need to take the time and realize that the service I provide, there's people out there that want that and need that. Mm-hmm. And knowing that, it doesn't matter what I put out as long as I'm putting something out to them that is going to be meaningful and that they're going to get something out of. That's the entire purpose of it. I don't have to have the best. I don't have to have the best videos. I don't have to have the best tips. I don't have to have the best social media presence, but I have something out there and they're getting something from it. And I think that's really important too. Is there a piece of advice that you would give individuals out there or our listeners that are looking to start their own business?
Totally. So it's my favorite quote, one of my favorite quotes, because I have like 500 million of them. It's fine. Start where you are with what you have, and that's enough. That's what I have for you.
Love that.
I don't personally, I don't have a camera. I use my iPhone. I bought a light. I have a light now. There's lights back there moving up in the world. I started off with my crappy iPhone, and now I have an upgraded iPhone. And nice. I started by not having a light and just using natural light outside. I could only video from 12 to 3 when I lived in Arizona. That was my window. And so that's the window that I videoed everything in. And, it's okay. Start with what you have, where you're at, and that's enough.
That's amazing. And going back to your program a little bit, just to touch on that, is it more of a virtual program, or do you do any work with the clients that are enrolled in it in person?
Okay, great question. So I have 2 different ways that you can buy my 6-week program. So I have one program right now. It's a 20-minute at-home, no equipment program. This program started last week. So when I launched the program, there are 3 days where you can buy into the actual challenge. So the challenge is going to be me every morning doing the workout with you. So I get on in our group, Facebook group, live. It is all on Facebook. In our Facebook group, live, I work out for the 20 minutes in the morning. I lead everybody through it while I do it. And then I post it to our group so that if you want to follow along later, totally fine. If you want to join me live, that's great too. There are videos for every movement in the workout, because they still get a PDF of the workout. And then the nutrition portion is really thorough. So they get that, and I answer all the questions that everybody has in the Facebook group. And so for the challenge part, that's how we do it. I also just launched the 6-week challenge so that anybody else can buy it too. So after I launched the challenge originally, I then relaunch it a week later for the general populace who missed that 3-day window. So now the general populace has a PDF that they get sent, and the workout is right there for you. You can click on the name of each exercise, and it takes you to a video of me showing you how to do it. There's a time on there that it should take to do the workout. There's rests built in and all of that. So it takes all the guesswork out. You don't have to guess at anything. The nutrition guidance is also really thorough. There's a welcome video for that part as well. And then I invite people that if they have questions, they can always reach out to me on social media, super easy. And so the challenge is kind of 2 separate things like that. The actual challenge is over here, and then the challenge where you could buy in later if you're not going to be a part of like the Facebook group and like our actual challenge, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. And cool. So with 2020 and the lovely things it's brought us, have you seen a change in kind of the way you have to engage with clients and do the work that you do with the whole pandemic happening and it kind of basically shutting down a lot of businesses?
Yeah, so I haven't really had to change anything. Everything was already online. Everything was already virtual. I was already making videos for everything. So I literally haven't had to change anything. If anything, actually, it's easier now for me because people are seeking out things that are virtual, things that are online, things that are still inclusive and have videos and interactions, but not face to face. And that totally works because that's my niche.
Yes, absolutely. And so what are 3 tips that you would give those women out there right now that are looking to just start living that healthier, self-loving lifestyle?
Okay, the first one, keep commitments to yourself. Super important. This is how you build self-love. That is literally the first step, keeping your commitments. The reason that we start to feel really good when we start working out or following a nutrition plan or whatever isn't because we're actually getting healthier. It's actually just because we're holding ourselves to something that we committed to ourselves and we're doing it. Mm-hmm. So even if you were to, let's say, enroll in school, you now feel more confident because you enrolled in school. And it's something that you said you were going to do and then you did it. So it doesn't matter what it is that you're saying you're going to do. If you do it, you're building self-confidence and you're proving to yourself that you will keep your promises to yourself. So that's really important. Number 2, self-talk. So we need to most of us, change the dialogue that we have for ourselves. You know, even me, honestly, so I teach this and I still find myself having some negative thoughts sometimes. Not as often as I used to, because it used to be a shit show. but now, you know, for the most part, my self-talk is like really loving, really encouraging, like, girl, you got this kind of talk. But every so often, I'll walk by the mirror and be like, shit, maybe I shouldn't have eaten that cookie. So your self-talk is so important. And how you can really change that is by asking yourself one question. If I was my best friend and my best friend said to me the things that I'm saying to me, would she still be my best friend? If the answer is no, then you need to work on that. If the answer is yes, you're on path, you're doing good. But if you're continuously putting yourself down, act like you are your best friend and be like, okay, what is it that I expect my best friend to say to me? If I say to my best friend, God, I am so fat, and my best friend says to me, you know what, I'm not going to use that one. If I say to my best friend, I'm so ugly, God, why am I so ugly? And my best friend says, I don't know why you're so ugly. Maybe you should put a bag over your head. You would now look at your best friend and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm going to come this way.
Yeah.
But if your best friend were to be like, girl, you're beautiful, you're amazing, like, look at everything you're doing. Your body is like this because you've created beautiful babies. Your body is beautiful. Your stretch marks are beautiful. You're intellectual. You have this amazing light. Like, that is what you want your best friend to be feeding you, because we all need to be pumped up. Well, imagine a world where we pumped ourselves up. You know,
we're our own hype women.
Yeah, so exactly. And then you have an unlimited flow of getting all hyped up, you know? Yes. And you don't have to find it from another person or a partner or anybody else, because you're your own hype man. And that's so important.
Yes.
Okay, so third thing. Let's see here. I would say whatever you put on your plate is how you feel about yourself. So if you're putting trash on your plate every day, every meal, you start to feel like trash. And I can say this because I've been there, and I know what it's like to be eating trash all the time and to feel super shitty, and then to eat really beautiful foods like fruits and vegetables and legumes and grains and breads, because yes, bread is good for you. Things like that. It just fills your soul and it nourishes your body in a way that a hot dog can't. Mm-hmm. And so when you're putting food into your body that your body can utilize, you now have energy, and not just energy to, not crash at 2 in the afternoon, but like energy that just like exudes off of you and just like creates this like flow of intangible energy that surrounds you, and you walk into a room and it gives you presence, and it just changes everything. So yes. Those 3 things.
That's amazing. And I think one of the great things is too, because I follow you obviously on social media, and one of the things, my favorite post that you put was that carbs were okay, because your girl over here, she loves carbs. All right. So, and I love how it's not a fad diet. You're teaching them how to start to incorporate those healthier elements, while still, yes, there may be a day that you want to have a burger. There may be a day you want to have a bowl of pasta. But being able to find the balance that works for your body is life-changing. And
agreed.
And I love that you're not knocking what some of the fads have given, but it's not in the same field or the energy of those fad diets, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
And so if you are listening, you should definitely follow her social media pages. I know she gives different meal tips on there. She has workout things. And it's just a great way. And I love that she also puts different inspirational quotes that some days it's just what you need. You just need to hear that because you're feeling a certain way and you see that and you're like, that's what I needed for the day. I'm good to go now. Like you need totally. That. You need that energy shift a little bit. And so on the topic of social media, I know you mentioned Facebook. Are you on any other social media platforms they can find you?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram and I'm kind of on YouTube. I'm dabbling on YouTube. I do have a lot of movement videos on YouTube, but aside from the actual movements, I have maybe like 5 videos of juicy content, but I'll be adding to that as time goes on. But there's a lot of really great at-home bodyweight movements that you can do that are on my YouTube.
That's amazing. Like we said, so she's on Facebook, Instagram, and dabbling in YouTube. So you can find her there. Yes. So my series is called A Moment of Gratitude. So I've been asking every one of my guests, what are you most grateful for?
Oh, good one. I'm really insanely grateful for a body that works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to try not to cry as I say this. So I see so many women and talk to so many women who have different ailments or different physical inabilities. So I am I'm going to cry. I am so insanely grateful that my body works for me. And I think that is the biggest reason that like I'm into wellness. See, I'm crying. Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys. That's the biggest reason why I got into wellness in the first place, is because my body didn't work for me. And like, that sucked. So now like, I really just want
See, ladies, she is real. Okay.
I just want to help other women's bodies work for them and not break down on them, and for them to not get heart disease when they're 55, because that's bullshit. It's really important to me. So that's kind of why I do this. Yeah.
Absolutely. So see there, everybody, you're going to get authentic realness, someone who is living this life truthfully and going through those experiences, we've all had different experiences that led to different things. And knowing that the person you're working with has also done that and is there to basically be an ally and be a support system for you is huge. And then, so lastly, I wanted to ask you a little bit more on your book and see if there's any advice you give to anyone out there, kind of what came a part of the creative and inspiration process for it. And if you have any advice for those that are looking to write their own book.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My advice, if you're looking to write a book, write the damn book. Write the book. That's my advice.
Yes.
Did you know that only 1% of the population writes a book? 87% of people say that they want to write a book. 1% of people write a book. So, like, if you want to write it, then fucking write it and stop dicking around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the inspiration for me writing my book is I have always said I was going to write a book. I've always known I'll write a book. And it's so funny because Jocelyn, you actually had sent me an invitation to a webinar. What was the name of that again? I'm so sorry.
Produce You, the event.
Yes. So the event Produce You, exactly. And so there was a woman on there who is a publisher, and she was talking about, you know, how she publishes and doing her whole spiel about it. And it made me realize, like, okay, I definitely need to write a book because I've known that I want to. So then after that event, I reached out to her, and that is what led me into writing my book. So I don't know if you knew that, Jocelyn, but like, it's kind of the reason that I started my book now. Yeah.
Oh, wow. All of these, it's like a small world, all colliding together.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Fantastic.
So the main reason that I'm writing my book is because I want to start speaking. I have things that people need to hear. I have stories that women need to learn from. I have advice to give. I don't know where it comes from, but it just comes to me. Don't know what that is. Divine intervention, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I am writing a book to support what it is that I'm going to be speaking about. So being a published author definitely can help supplement a platform to get you the opportunities to speak. So my book is amazing. It's full of a lot of good content. You can definitely hear my voice as you're reading it. It's an easy read. We swear in it.
Yes.
It's very good. It's very insightful. There's just a lot of lessons to be learned. And I'll get personal for a second, but I have been through too much. I've been through too much. I shouldn't have come out of it the way that I came out of it, to be honest. Some people very close to me have been through some of what I've been through and aren't doing well. So I'm very lucky. I've been through abuse as a child. I have been molested. I've been raped twice. I've been held at gunpoint. I was with you.
Yes. Yes.
That wasn't fun. So you have too.
Fun story, everybody.
I have been in abusive relationships, super toxic relationships. I've been angry, very, very angry. I came from a really narcissistic path, so I know what it would be like to be a narcissist because I was one. Mm-hmm. Truly, I was, and it's crazy to even think about. So just the amount of growth that has happened, I know that I can help people. I know I can help people. I know I can help activate movement. You know, mm-hmm. I know I can do that. And like, that's really cool. And I think that that's my gift. And I want to share it with everybody because it's important.
That's great. And so lastly, for our viewers out there, how can they connect with you?
Yeah, so you can find me on any of the social media platforms. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, like what we were talking about earlier. We'll link my email. I have a phone number that you can reach out to me as well. So it's tons of ways to reach out to me. Please do. If you go to my website, you can reach out to me on using my contact page. All of the ways to contact me are right there too. Yeah, several ways to get a hold of me.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead and put her website link in the chat box. So Rin, if you want to go ahead and type that in the comment box, that way our viewers can go ahead and visit there, because that's also where you will go to sign up for her 6-week program, and purchase that, as well as be able to connect with her and see just a little bit about what else she's doing out there. And I'm sure she'll have updates on when her book's coming out, when that gets released. So definitely stay in touch. And if you have any questions about self-love, about fitness, about nutrition, reach out to her. She's definitely an amazing resource. And I've had her, thankfully, in my life for over 20 years. So I've got to go through a lot of the growth with her. And I think that through all of that, you've become one of the best people I know. And seeing you thrive in business is just exciting for me, because I got to go through different creative processes of that with you. And so I just wanted to let you know that. And so one last thing, if anybody wants to reach out and have any questions for Rin, go ahead and put those right in the chat box now. And otherwise, I will be sending out an email. So if you join my mailing list at jflowersorganizing.com, you will receive a recording. So if you're not able to watch this live, you'll receive a recording of this interview, as well as all of the links that we talked about today, including her social media and website link as well. Do you have any questions or any last insight you'd like to give our viewers today?
Probably, but I do want to comment that I don't see where I can actually comment.
It's not on.
If you want to throw my website in for me.
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you. Sorry, I just don't see it.
Not a problem.
Okay, so while she does that, so I have lots of advice. I have lots of advice all the time. But I want to revisit the quote that I said in the beginning. No matter what you want to do, whether it's starting a business, going on a fitness journey, learning the salsa, like, it doesn't matter what it is. Start where you are with what you have, and that's enough. Yeah. It's the best thing. It's so important to just know that you can start now with whatever you have, and that's enough.
Yes. And real quick, give me one more time the URL for your website.
Yes. So, guys, website is www.wellnesswarriorwoman.com.
All right, everyone. So that is in the chat box. Please go check her out. And again, thank you so much for being my final guest on my lovely series, A Moment of Gratitude. And let's all stay in touch. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. See ya.
Bye.